is that it's like a dual mode of ventilation. So let's see, you would, if we had a patient that, who are our settings here? Hey.
Do you want to do a switch, or they're gonna? If you're not, we're gonna take the circuit off again and have one more person put the circuit on.
Okay, why don't you do that?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Because we don't have enough time by the time those guys come back. So here, this is like that dual mode of ventilation. You can see the change in the waveform. You probably didn't, but we can switch it back and I can show you again. But what's interesting about this is that it is going to try to ventilate at the plateau pressure. So what we'll do is, and let's go back here for a second. I'm glad they're using this out there. This is really a better method for ventilating the patient. Oh, it's not going to go back. I guess I'm going to have to reset the settings. So let's go back to, we had this at 500. And we had this flow. Was it 50 or 60? 50?
You had it at 50. You had us doing it at 50.
Okay, that's good. So here we are with this one. And you can see that we've got a little bit of a decelerating flow. I'm going to put this into the square wave. Okay, so we're looking at a square wave flow pattern
I'm
here.
gonna run to the bathroom, Dave.
Okay, so you can see right here, we've got a peak pressure of 28. And
This is the square mode?
Well, this is a square wave flow pattern.
Okay.
Right there. Okay. So we're probably going to need to. Well, our alarm's okay for right now.
Okay.
So what we're going to see though is maybe we should take a look and see what our plateau is. So there's a couple of different ways we can look at the plateau pressure. One, you've got this inspiratory pause, which I like on this ventilator. So when we push that, it's going to hold it for a half a second right there. And then we can see what the inspiratory 29. So it's ventilating it, and I thought it would drop it down, and it should be less than that. Let's try this again. Yeah, it should be a lot less. Okay, so you see the plateau's at 17 right there. Why is this showing us
over there?
Yeah, why is it?
It's showing the curve.
It's showing us the peak pressure, not the plateau pressure. Let me see this again. Unless it switched after we did it. Wait, let me see if I can catch it here and see. Oh, okay.
There you go.
And then it must you have to do it quickly, or is it going to? Yeah. See, then it goes back to the peak pressure. So think about.
So
that.
you got to already have it on this.
It's at 18. You do, but you know what most people would do, Yolanda? They would just do this. They would press this, and then you're going to see it up
And
here.
you will see it over there. Okay.
Yeah. So when you see it on the next breath, there it is.
There,
So there's my
okay.
plateau.
Okay.
And then the next breath, it'll do the calculation for us. So now it's showing us that's the compliance calculated out. Okay, so remember these numbers. Remember 17 or 18, right?
Right.
And remember this peak pressure of 28. When we go to this VC plus, which is here, then what it's going to try to do, it's going to measure the compliance. It's going to do a hold. And then it's going to try to ventilate at the plateau pressure. So let's see, we need to unfreeze this. So now what we should see. Oh, thanks. Yeah, just what Sherry said. We should really do accept. Let's see if it drops it down.
There you go.
Okay, so yeah, look at our peak. Okay, so it's dropping it down, and you can see
So that first
that
breath was
that's a
the compliance
decelerating
breath.
flow pattern. That's the other thing I wanted to show you guys. Is now it's sort of a gentler method of ventilation, right? It's showing us that there's a decelerating flow pattern there, a lot less pressure. Okay, so now the peak pressure is like 21.
Breath to check the compliance.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's what she
I mean,
said.
it should have a hold or something, because you need to do really kind of, maybe it does a quick hold on there. But now what we can do is we could still, if we wanted to, we could turn this volume back up to 500. Okay, and she said they use a second Is that what you said the default was? So what we're going to see is probably more of a distinct plateau. Because what it's going to try to do is still ventilate at, freeze this. Well, it might be higher now because we turned the volume up. But you've got a decelerating flow pattern, right? And you've got less pressure than what you had before. And it looks like there's more of a flat thing here. Because what it's doing is, you know how I was telling you about limiting? It's limiting at whatever pressure it calculated. See, now it's down to 19, right? But the thing that's cycling this ventilator now is this 1 second. So if I turn this up, you'll see that that plateau will get even greater. So on this next breath, we should see a longer. So yeah, you see right there? Comparing that breath to that breath, it's holding it. It's limiting at that pressure of 18. And it's not cycling, it's not ending inspiration until 1.5 seconds goes by. So, cool. Now all we got to do is get Hurley on board in it. But the Avia, you know, I'm not familiar enough with the Avia in terms of that flow sync is supposed to work like that. But the times that I've seen it on patients there, it didn't work all that well. They were still kind of asynchronous with the vent. Okay. Always new stuff to learn, even for the old people. Okay, so you guys have any questions on this? So basically the way the checkoffs are going to go, there'll be a circuit broken down. You have to put the circuit on, set settings, set the alarms. This one you'd have to set the apnea setups.
When do we start doing checkoffs?
Maybe later this afternoon. We'll see how the time frame goes. Because we're off a little bit.
Do we do the apnea on that one?
I just did on this
Yeah,
one.
right.
When he hit the apnea thing up and I set it up like that.
So when we do the apnea setup, we do it exactly like
The other setup.
exactly like the other numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okie Madoki. Well, I'm gonna. Do you have some salad?
Yeah, you guys.
I'm gonna go grab my
Oh,
salad.
where's the ABI you said?
This one.
I don't know if this is somebody else's. Is it? Huh? Yeah, that's Avian. This is the Bennett. Okay. Thank you. Oh, that was your seat I was sitting in.
Unless you want to. Did you record that?
Yes, I did.
Would you send that to me?
I had to.
Go on it now.
Huh?
Want me to send this one to you? Because we don't get to
Oh,
go
you
on
had
it.
that one? We don't?
Now they're here. And we didn't get to use the vision either.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Which only even 30 minutes.